Hey guys, episode 112 of the Daily BE. We are following up on episode 111 when we talked about how to wash a dress shirt. And to summarize that episode, you are probably going to be, your best bet is to wash a dress shirt at home and just doing a normal cycle, cold water, don't put it in the dryer, and you should be good to go. Now, for a suit though, or a sport coat, or a pair of nice trousers, don't even think about doing it at home, and certainly don't put it anywhere near your dryer, even if you're trying to get wrinkles out. That's not a good idea. So the question comes up, when should you dry clean a suit or a pair of trousers? And a suit is usually going to be the most expensive thing in the closets of a lot of men. And so it's really in your best interest to take really good care and properly maintain your suits and your sport coats, because there can be a lot of money tied up in them. And so knowing when to dry clean and how often can really make a big impact on your wallet sometimes. So the thing about dry cleaning is that it is a relatively rough process, at least for kind of a wool coat. The woolen fibers have natural oils on them, and the more times that you dry clean a jacket, the more oil is stripped away from that natural fiber. And that's a problem because over time that fiber gets stiffer, and that can mean that you're going to tear it up a little more. What that will look like is kind of worn sections on the elbows, for instance, or sometimes around the seat on pants or even the knees, little areas that kind of start getting thin, and suddenly you have a very, very old, not so good looking pair of pants or suit. Then you're going to get a new one. So what do? Things get dirty. It's just, that's life with your clothes. The first thing you can do though is obviously try not to get too dirty or spill ketchup or oils or whatever, salad dressing for instance, like over your jacket. Not a good thing, but sometimes that kind of thing happens. So when that's the case, I would say, if you have a visible stain and something that's obviously dirty, it's time to dry clean. And to find a good dry cleaner, you kind of got to shop around a little bit, but I'm sure there's plenty of cleaners in your neighborhood. And just going in there and kind of talking with them and asking questions is a really good way to find a good one, because if they take the time to answer your questions thoughtfully, they're probably going to take the time to really be very careful on your garments, which is very important. And also, a lot of people are using different processes, and so kind of learning, are they making some good decisions on taking very good care of your clothes? If they were given your suit, are they going to overly press it, or are they going to, do they have a history in the reviews online, for instance, on Google or Yelp, of not doing a very good job? That's a good place to look too. But you don't want to dry clean too often. You really want to do it as little as possible. So practically speaking, if you don't wear suits very often, that could be once a year, to be honest. If you wear suits pretty regularly, you probably already rotate a couple of them, and so it might be a couple times a year. But certainly, you don't want to really get into the habit of thinking that, oh, I've worn it, 4 times, it's probably dirty, it's probably time to go clean it. That's not the right thinking for suits and sport coats. They really can last a lot longer than you think. So, some things that you can do to kind of space out that frequency of dry cleaning is to, 1, brush off your coats if there's visible, gunk on it, like kind of dry dirt and grime. You can get a brush, and you just kind of, every so often, just visibly clean the certain areas that appear to be kind of dirty. Second thing you can do is you can air it out. And I do this quite often. So if like today is a summer day in July, if it's a little warm and I'm thinking like maybe kind of sweated a little bit in my jacket, can't quite tell, when I get home I'm going to put on a hanger and just kind of hang out in the hallway for a little while. Just, a couple hours depending on, how bad I think I got it that dirty. And that can really do a lot of good to just kind of air out your jacket. And remember, wool isn't really a fabric that stores a lot of odors on it. That's a real benefit of wool fibers. And so it's probably not going to smell necessarily unless you have like a really bad stain. So airing out can really do a lot of good. Third thing you can do is to get a really cheap, affordable steamer. They're all over the place at like a Target or a Walmart or on Amazon someplace. And just kind of steam out your coat every so often, like a very low setting. And it's really, really simple. It's a piece of cake. But the beauty of it is that you get those wrinkles out that normally we kind of think we have to go into the dry cleaners to get them to press it to make it look perfect again. I think you'd be surprised if you could get a lot of your typical wrinkles from, sitting or leaning back in a chair during a meeting. You can kind of handle a lot of that on your own. Now, a fourth item that I'd add is kind of all-encompassing, and it kind of borders on more just day-to-day maintenance of a suit jacket, of a sport coat. And that is to always, 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 always store your jacket on a hanger, and a real wide hanger. We did a video on this a while back. So you want to maintain that shoulder shape, and you can't use a thin hanger to do that. But aside from keeping the shoulder nice and neat, everything down below is going to eventually work itself out in terms of these wrinkles are going to kind of go away just with gravity, just by having your coat hang on the hanger. Sometimes it'll only go so far, but it's certainly better than throwing your jacket over the back of a chair and letting it sit there overnight for a couple days, forgetting about it. That's not a good thing. Just treating your jacket with care is really going to help you extend the life of it. And it'll certainly reinforce not overly cleaning it by taking it to the dry cleaners too much. So those are kind of some pointers on the suit jacket side of things, and very, very similar, I would say, for pants. Pants, personally, I kind of do the old smell test on them. If I feel like it's getting kind of dirty, I'll take a whiff and see if it smells bad. They never really do, and so honestly, I kind of personally will have visible stains, just small little stains before a pair of pants starts to smell bad, and say, Ryan, take me to the dry cleaners. But pants are just like that with jackets, that you don't really need to take them that often. I think we tend to think that a lot of the clothes that we wear need to be washed regularly, and certainly ones that are very close to your body need to. But a lot of things, especially wool, and especially menswear and very fine clothing, I think you'd be surprised that you can space out that interval quite a bit. Be rewarded not only financially by saving a little bit of money, but also by having clothes that are going to last a lot longer. So, again, a lot of what we sell, Bespoke Edge, these can be expensive garments, and they are probably going to be the most expensive thing in your closets. And so, just knowing a few key things on care, and certainly dry cleaning, and spacing those intervals out as far as you can really pay dividends for you. So, what do you guys think? How often do you dry clean? What are your kind of telltale signs to say, okay, have to go, let the professionals take care of this. It's beyond me. Can't brush it off. Can't steam it out. When do you know that it's time to dry clean your suit? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Sound off in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. We have lots more videos coming. We're going to start getting into more specifically on the fit of a suit, which would be really good. I've been kind of holding off to have my business partners or someone else film, so I can kind of give you a better view versus me just sitting here on the couch. I have a tripod right now, obviously. So lots of things coming on fit. And then I think tomorrow I'll probably show you guys, or at least very soon, if not tomorrow, I'll show you guys some real full canvas that is, I can show it to you before it even goes in the suit. That's what kind of stiffens the suit up, makes it just look amazing. So, good stuff coming. Subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for your attention.